If you got to do that one time, don't make it be a lifetime. That's all I'm saying. Don't keep doing that. Learn, ladies, stop giving men money. You are making them weak. She met a man online, and he professed his love to her, for her. And he loved her enough to take all of her money. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Here's how's everybody doing? It's Monday. Happy Monday. Today is September. Why are these people driving so darn slow? Just because the police, listen, let me tell y'all something. Just because it's a policeman out, if you're not violating any rules, why you gotta slow down and not drive the speed limit and all that? That's crazy. You ain't violating the law. Why you gotta act like you guilty? Speeding, like this pastor say, I could be going if the sheriff or the police driving slow. Okay, what are y'all doing? He say, if the speed limit is 65 and he doing 60, I'll pass him up. Yeah. But anyway, I came on here. I saw what I read yesterday where Prince Harry was meeting with his dad, and he said that from now on he was going to have a better relationship with him. And I don't know, they didn't say whether he got a chance to get with William or not, but I was like, you know what? Life is too short, y'all. It is really, really too short. Especially to be beefing with your family, your parents, and things like that. Make amends, because tomorrow is not promised. It is not. Even the next few hours. It's just not. And you know what's so weird? For the last month, every time my mind comes on something, you know how you think about somebody that you hadn't seen, or you tell somebody, well, where has such and such been? I hadn't heard from them. So if I have their number or whatever, I reach out to them. But every time somebody comes into my thoughts, when I check on them, they're going through a bad situation. I think that's God wanting you to reach out to people. The Bible said honor your mother and father. And it doesn't, it doesn't say honor a good mother, honor a good father. It say your mother and father. And so even when they're hateful, low down and dirty, we still supposed to honor them because they gave us life. God gave us to them. He didn't choose them. You can't choose your family. That's God-given. Anybody else you bring into your life, you chose them, but not your family. And so I wish people would learn that, man. Don't let anybody keep you from being close to your family. If somebody trying to keep you from your family, that's a problem. It is. They're trying to keep you from the people that the Lord gave to you. Think about that. Think about that. If they're not family and you chose them, you chose them. Now, God may have helped you in the choosing. I'm not saying he didn't. But with the family that the Lord birthed you into, how you going to let somebody that ain't blood keep you from somebody that is? I'm just saying. Yeah. Anyway, so y'all, I will holler at y'all later. It's Monday. Another busy week. We'll talk later. Goodbye. Yeah, I'm headed to a meeting. I just wanted to come on and talk to y'all about something. Y'all know I come on and I share. Come on, you come on. You come on. And I share information, things I've read, situation I've experienced or I witnessed or somebody told me about or whatever. And so I'm going to tell you about a situation that happened. And that's why I'm passionate about telling you about the elderly, because a lot of the elderly are being abused. And a lot of times when people think, well, elderly abuse, they're thinking it's abuse like not feeding them, not bathing them, not cleaning them. But there's a lot of financial abuse. So this lady, she's twice a widow because she's had two husbands to pass, and she's lonely. I know that's what it is. She's lonely. She's an attractive lady. She's in her late 70s, and so she met a man online, and he professed his love to her for her. And he loved her enough to take all of her money. He loved her enough to take all of her money. So she met this guy online. He lives in a different state from her. He lives in California. And so he wanted her to come and move with him. She was getting ready to have surgery. He told her that she to change all of her information there and that he would take care of her. And so she starts sending him money. And I guess this was to get everything ready for when she come or whatever. The lady was sending the man just about a whole check. In fact, I think she may have lost her home, and now she's living in one of those subsidized housing communities because she was unable to continue paying all of her bills because she was sending the money to him, getting ready for their future. So when she started telling her family that she was getting ready to move, they got concerned because they know that she is gullible when it comes to finances, when it comes to men. Now, supposedly this man, like I told y'all, he lives in California. He's Italian. And he says eventually they were going to move back to his country. He's going to move back. He wanted her to move with him. But in the meantime, he's in California. He wanted her to relocate, and she was going to have the surgery. He was going to take care of her and everything. So the relationship lasted maybe about a year until her family found out about it. And what alarmed them is, at one point they had repossessed her vehicle. And so that's when the daughter stepped in. And so she's like, well, Mom, what is going on? Why is it you weren't able to keep your house? You can't pay for your vehicle. You get enough to take care of everything. What's going on? And so her daughter started doing her own investigating. And she discovered that her mom faithfully was sending this man money. And even after she talked with her and told her concerns, the mom was still doing it. So the daughter had to go and get guardianship over her mom's money. And now she pays her mom's bills. She tried to block this guy from all of her information, even from calling her or whatever. I think the daughter ended up getting the mom a new phone. Yeah. So the daughter takes care of all the mom expenses, and she gives her money every week so that she can have it. How dare these low down, dirty, evil people just take advantage of the gullible and the lonely? That's why I always tell y'all, check on your elderly family members. Y'all, this is happening, and it's happening a lot. It's happening a lot. And a lot of times it's happening, and the parent, the family, the elders are not telling about it because they're ashamed. They're ashamed to have been so gullible to be used like that. You cannot buy love. And I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Ladies, stop giving men money. You are making them weak. You are making them weak. And I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. YouTube, I love YouTube for the good, but there's also some bad lurking. You know what I'm saying? There are some people that are gullible, and they're giving their hard-earned money to people getting on here with pity parties about they can't pay their bills, they can't finance their life, they can't take care of their kids, they need appliances, they need clothes, and those people are doing anything they want to do with their money and getting money from hard-working. Some of these people work their whole lives, and they're finally able to sit down and live comfortably, but they're giving their hard-earned money to people who really don't need it. They're just being greedy. But my mom raised us to be kind, to be considerate of others, to have compassion. And she told us, the unjust don't thrive. You reap what you sow. You're not getting over, you're getting by. You're going to pay for the wrong you do. And that's so true on so many levels, because I know I have suffered for righteous sake. I didn't go around trying to harm anybody, trying to get anything from anybody. And now I'm in the best, and maybe for some it don't look like the best, but for me, I'm in a peaceful place. Because I don't have to depend on anybody else to take care of me. I'm able to do things for myself. And I find that to be peaceful. You know? And it's just so unfortunate how people could just use people like that. And then, you know, one night I found this lady channel, and she was doing she was a commentary channel, and she was talking about, she does commentary on the single ladies on YouTube. And I hadn't even heard of the people she was talking about. But she was talking about a situation where this girl, she said that she's had 3 kids since she's been on YouTube, and every time she have children, she got to have either GoFundMe, she said, or wish list where people buy all the things the baby needs. And if it's so easy, that's what makes the men going out having these babies with all these different women, and the different women begging people to take care of them. And most, I'm not saying, I can't say that, but a lot of them probably depending on federal funding also. And then, you know, it's just y'all learn to be self-sufficient. Yes, people are gonna need help. I've needed help before, but you know what I did? I went to a loan company and I borrowed my money, and it's a good feeling when you borrow it and you pay it back. The Bible says pay your debts. Yeah. And how you paying if you beg, right? So it's a lot people don't understand. When the things you do sometimes, well, a lot of times it comes back to haunt you. Every time you need something, you running online begging for help. Do you ever stop and say, Lord, what is your will? What am I supposed to learn? How is this going to help me? And I sat there and I thought about that old lady and all those years she worked, and she's had husbands to die on her, and she's grieving, and in her grief she meets somebody, and she think that person really care about her, and so she want to help. I get it. I'm a helpful person too. But that person really don't need her help. They're just using her and taking everything she has. That is so sad. How can people be that low down and dirty? There's just no way I can do that to somebody. There is just no way I can do it. Some people don't care though. As long as they get what they get, they don't care who hurt in the process. They don't care. It doesn't matter. But you're going to have to answer for that. You know, if you go out and you earn a decent living, and you paying into a retirement plan, and you paying into Social Security, you know, you're going to have some hard days, but eventually you keep on going, that time will turn around. But if you begging now and you ain't working, guess what? When you get old, your retirement ain't going to be much. You're going to have to you'll be a young beggar, and then you're going to end up being an old beggar. Yeah, you're going to progress from one level of begging to the other. Wow. I was like, wow. I don't know. I could just tell you, I am a single mother, and I started off young. And so I know the struggles. I know going without, making sure your children have. And look, it wasn't nobody else's fault. What happened to me was based on decisions that I made about my own life. You understand what I'm saying? That wasn't nobody else's problem. So for me, I was too prideful. I'm not going to say I didn't have help, but a lot of times I hustled. When I shop like I do now, that's how I learned. When I shop, I went straight to the clearance section and put in the lowest price. I sure did. And you know, back then we didn't have computers, but JCPenney's had an overstock catalog, baby. I was probably, y'all probably don't know because y'all listen to my videos. My younger daughter, because I have 2 daughters, man, she had a coat for every day of the week. For 2 weeks probably, because I was finding those coats for $5 and $6. You know, and even now, 2 Christmases ago, I started Christmas shopping early. I found myself and both of my daughters, we got the same off-white floor length coat. It's dressing like if you be going to a formal event, you could wear it. I got those coats regular $200, I think, for $19 each. So I bought each one of us one. They had all of our sizes. Yes, you gotta learn how to hustle. You can't get into a bind and say, "Oh Lord, I'm gonna go on big." No. What I'm telling you is, if you got to do that one time, don't make it be a lifetime. That's all I'm saying. Don't keep doing that. Learn how to be independent. I'm gonna tell you, you'll feel so much better about yourself if you making things happen from your own blood, sweat, and tears. I am telling you, that's a feeling of accomplishment. If a person would look there, probably say, "Girl, how you feel like you accomplished? You ain't doing this, you ain't doing that." But what I have done, by God's grace, I did it. I didn't have to depend on somebody else, other than God and make people to help. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Be blessed.